Hey coaches, Cam here from Training Talk. Welcome to this week's episode of Endurance Coaching Business. You're either listening via the podcast, watching the video, or you might have already read the blog. Got some cool images on the blog this week, so it's worth taking a look. So link in the description or in the show notes if you're listening. I'm going to do a bit of a demo of some AI stuff as well, so it's worth checking out the video or the screenshots in the blog too. So let's jump into it. So first of all, I don't want to freak anyone out, but to be honest, I'm on a bit of a constant level of anxiety myself because I've been digging so deep into AI. So this episode isn't about freaking people out about whether AI will take your job or anything like that. To be honest, I never thought AI would get to the level where it would be possible to maybe even replace the job of a software developer. And as a software developer of 20 years, I'm even a little nervous around that because I'm using it so much in my weekly workflow with software development and it's getting so good. It's scary. So I'm not trying to freak anyone out. The idea is to try and get coaches to understand how far AI has come, even in the last few months, and to hopefully get you as a coach to take some action in your business to protect yourself from this new movement, to solidify your business, make sure you've got everything in place that'll help you be one of the coaches that can continue to be successful. So you might have read or listened to my previous post back in January, I think, called Will AI Replace Coaches? So in that post, I talked about how AI had been around for ages, but honestly wasn't actually that good. But it was starting to get good at a lot of things back then. So my thoughts have really changed since then because basically AI's gone ahead in leaps and bounds again in just a few short months since then. So, like I said, my thoughts have evolved a bit. So now my question isn't, will AI replace coaches? Because it definitely will, I believe. But it's which coaches AI will replace is the question I'm now asking myself and proposing to you. So if you take anything away from this, it's that you should at least consider the things that you may need to adapt in your business. So you're not one of those coaches that's affected. So what am I going to talk about today? So I'm going to show you a bit of a demo just to give you an idea of how powerful AI is already, and just let you know about its capabilities, particularly around prescribing training plans, and how I believe that will lead to more coaching platforms that come out that target athletes directly, sidestepping coaching businesses. And the second point is the advantage that small business owners, like endurance coaches, will have over bigger businesses and their employees when it comes to leveraging AI. So as an endurance coach with a small business, it's not all bad news with AI. I think you've got an advantage there, so we'll talk about that. And the next one is a big point, why I think low-cost one-on-one coaches will likely be the first to be replaced by AI. So the importance of focusing on higher value price points for your one-on-one coaching specifically. And fourth one, I said four, I've got five actually. So the power of accountability and the human connection that AI can't replicate. And then, so that's why you need to leverage those things in your coaching business to differentiate yourself. Fifth one is the role of community, building and fostering a fun, supportive environment for your athletes to ensure that your coaching continues to be relevant, and that's what AI just can't replicate at the moment. So overall, by embracing AI, focusing on the unique value that you can bring as an endurance coach, you can then continue to thrive in this ever-changing world. So let's dive into these things. They're exciting, yet worrying, so bear that in mind. But we're going to try and sit on the positive side of things here. So AI can now easily analyze and prescribe training given the right scenarios and setup in the technology. So even generalized AI systems, you've probably heard about ChatGPT. The latest version 4 is sort of what's triggered this post from me, because it's capable of so much. And if you're a software developer, you can even build on top of that even further, and then just get really precise results from prescribing and analyzing training. So because of this, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how coaches need to focus on other aspects of the business, so that you can't rely solely on being able to prescribe and analyze training as your competitive advantage, because that's what AI will become very good at. So I just want to show you a little demo of ChatGPT at this point here. You can see in the blog here that I've got all of this demo pasted in here. So if you want to have a good look and you're listening to the audio, then you can actually look at the blog, or I'll also put a link to the video in the episode show notes here if you want to watch the video. So what I'm going to do here is I'll talk through it, even though you might just be listening. So ChatGPT is the chat interface on top of an AI model from a company called OpenAI, and the AI model is called GPT-4. So it's GPT and 4 is the version, and that's what everyone's talking about at the moment. So it's a general AI model, so it's trained basically on the internet. So it gets a corpus of information from the internet, and so it knows a lot, and it's actually amazing. You can talk to it like it's a person. You can give it some prompts, and then you can give it some feedback on what it gives you back, just to try and improve on it. So it's a really iterative process. So I've seen some posts of a lot of people who give it some short basic prompts, don't get that good of results, and then sort of write it off as not being that good. But you have to actually take the angle of you talking to a person or an assistant, where if you just gave it a couple of sentences, you wouldn't expect the person to be able to come back with good results. So you need your prompts to be detailed, and you need to, if you think that it needs improvement, then all you do is you tell it where you think it needs improvement and why, and then it's smart enough to go off and then iterate over the process. So I'm just going to do one prompt here and show you the results. But typically when I use it, I spend like an hour or so going back and forth with it, getting it to refine everything that I ask it to do. So we're going to start with a prompt here that I wrote earlier. So basically, I'm just giving it a lot of context. So I'm going to ask it to prescribe 2 weeks of training for me. And I'm telling it that I'm a beginner triathlete and I'm looking at doing my first Olympic distance race. So this is the importance about how much context you give it for good results. And I've done one sprint race before. I'm telling it the distances so it knows, and I'm telling it that I did that in 90 minutes. But I want to do an Olympic, and my goal time for the Olympic distance is 2 hours and 40 minutes. And then I tell it how old I am. So I'm a male, 45 years old, have good general fitness, and have been running 3 times a week, about 40 minutes per run for the last 15 years. So, and then I'm asking it what I want it to do. So that's the context I'm giving it. Now I'm saying, can you please write me a detailed training plan? I have 12 weeks before my race. For now, please just write me my training plan for the first 2 weeks of training. So I don't want it to give me 12 weeks just for the purpose of this exercise. So I'm going to give it to give me 2 weeks. And I'm telling it that I have a Garmin watch that supports structured running workouts. So I want it to give me some intervals. So am I saying, please include the detailed structure of each run. I also use Zwift to do my cycling during the week and ride outside on the weekends. So please give me structured workouts using percentage value of FTP for my rides. So I'm telling it exactly the type of workouts that I want. And I work Monday to Friday and happy to do 2 workouts a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So again, I'm giving it some information about my schedule. So it's not just going to prescribe me ideal workouts for my goal, but also for my time availability. And I could give it even more information about how often I want to train per week and how much time I have for each workout, etc. But just for simplicity's sake, I'm not doing that yet. And I say most longer training sessions should be done on the weekends when I have more time. And I'm also saying I swim in a 25-meter pool, so bear that in mind for my swim sessions. And I'm also saying please give me detailed swim sessions with intervals, etc. So a bunch of sentences there that literally took me about 3 minutes to write. And then I'm going to get it to do it. So basically it's starting off writing me a training. So it's saying Monday rest day. Oh, excellent. Get to rest today. Tuesday, AM swim, 1,200 meters. It's giving me a warm-up. It's giving me a main set 4 times. 4 times through, 50 meters freestyle, 50-meter pull buoy, 50-meter kick, 50-meter freestyle with 30 seconds rest in between each set. Cool down, 200 easy freestyle. Then it's giving me a run in the PM because I told it Tuesdays and Thursdays I can train twice. It's giving me a 40-minute run, including intervals. Warm up, 10 minutes, easy running. Main set, 5 times 30 minutes at 10K pace with 2 minutes, easy jogging intervals in between. So you can see it's setting me up for Olympic distance triathlon here. Cool down, 10 minutes. Wednesday bike Zwift. It's given me, as I asked it, it's given me the intervals with a percentage of FTP. Thursday, again, an AM swim and then a PN run. Friday, it's rest day. Thank you. Saturday, bike, 90 minutes. So it's given me a longer bike. Again, with intervals percentage of FTP. So I can program that into my Garmin watch. And now it's carrying on with week 2. So you can see that it's given me pretty detailed results. And now if I wanted to get more detail, all I would do is give it another prompt and say, can I have more detail in the swim sessions, or can I have longer runs on a Tuesday, or basically any sort of feedback that I wanted to give it, it could come back with those results. So as you can see, it's pretty impressive what it's able to do, given this is just a general AI model. So you could probably pull out some things in here that you don't like or don't match training principles or something like that. But all you really need to do then is give it some more details about the type of training. Because there's so many training principles out there, you could give it more detail about training principles, and then it would refine it, give it a bit more nuance specific to what you're asking it to do. So bear in mind, this is just the general chat model. So as new coaching platforms come on board that implement AI, they will put wrappers over top of this to really refine it even more based on specific coaching principles. You could even plug in a coach's specific workouts to then generate a training plan based on more specifics. So very powerful, and it's only going to get better. So that's pretty cool, but it's just an example of how prescribing training, we can't go into any analysis in this example, but the coaching platforms can easily wrap the analysis stuff around there and create that. So there you have it. You can see there that just in a few short months since I was looking at this last, it's come a really long way, and it just illustrates how powerful AI can be with just that simple prompt that I gave it, that information that I gave it. So really powerful, but let's just keep a positive mindset here, because we all know that there's a lot more to coaching than just prescribing and analyzing training. So it's those things now that I believe coaches really need to focus on now to maintain, to stay relevant and maintain their competitive advantage in their businesses over these platforms that will be really targeting athletes directly, that will be coming out because of this new technology. So firstly, I wanted to talk about how, so you might be thinking, oh man, if I can't coach, I'll have to go back and get a job or whatever. But AI is it's not just coaching that's going to be affected here. It's all types of businesses and all types of jobs. So I'm not picking on coaches here. So one advantage you need to think of is it's much more advantageous to be a business with this new AI coming out than it is to be an employee. So that's an advantage. Let's keep it positive. As I was saying, small business owners like myself and endurance coaches like you, we have this unique opportunity where we can be the first ones to leverage AI to become more efficient and more effective as solo entrepreneurs. So we can, by integrating AI into your coaching practice, my business, you can automate loads of tasks, such as help with analyzing training data, generating content, streamlining your processes, basically just saving more time. And all of this allows you to focus more on the personalized and value-added services of coaching that AI won't be able to replicate. So key points here: the ability to adapt and take advantage of AI will be significant differentiator for business owners like us. So that's going to set us apart from people who may be employees working for another business. So employees will have less opportunity to leverage AI than business owners, because large teams of people could easily be replaced by a much smaller team of higher performing individuals who are the first to adopt AI into their own work life. So unlike employees, small business owners, we have the opportunity to adopt AI into our workflows, saves us a lot of time and gives us superpowers really to probably produce 1,000 times more output than we ever could before. So 10 times, 1,000% more output. So 10 times more output than we were ever being able to do before. So this results in being able to do more with fewer people. So businesses will win, small businesses especially, as you can do so much more just with one person. And employees will, in the short term at least, they'll lose. So next point, what I think will go first in terms of coaching is inexpensive one-on-one coaching. So if you're a coach that focuses on cheap one-on-one coaching, I believe that your services will be the first to be replaced. And that's not because of the quality of your service. As always saying, your price is a indicator of quality, even if the quality isn't actually less than a higher price. And the other factor is the more people pay, the more they value the service and the more they are committed to the relationship. So if they're not paying that much for one-on-one coaching, then they don't value it as much, and they're not committed to the relationship. So people who are attracted to cheaper one-on-one coaching are more likely to shift to AI-based coaching when the opportunity comes out. So I think endurance coaches should focus on, just in terms of one-on-one coaching, not on your other products and services. For one-on-one coaching, focus on high price points. So you can offer a more personalized service that AI cannot replicate at all. So accountability, community, engagement, fun, friendship, camaraderie, all these human things that AI will really struggle to replicate. Those are the things that you need to focus on. To do that, you want to be a high price point so you can afford to spend more time on those things. So the power of accountability. So one of those things that AI won't be able to replicate is accountability. So people will be far less likely to hold themselves accountable to a computer program than they would to an actual person, to an actual coach. And we all know that. So this element of one-on-one coaching is invaluable. So you should really focus on that. And that's a great way to differentiate yourself from AI coaching platforms. So building strong relationships with your clients, you can provide the support and accountability needed for your athletes to reach their goals. AI can fake this. They can act like a coach. They can be personable, they can be friendly, but without a human on the other side of accountability, is there actually accountability at all? I think not. All right, next thing, building a community and having fun. So another area where AI falls short is in fostering a sense of community, camaraderie, and belonging among athletes. So coaches, you have this unique opportunity to create a tribe that brings people together, offering supportive environment for athletes to grow, learn, and share experiences. So sharing experiences, like you really can't do that through technology. Well, it helps leverage it, but not through AI. So by focusing on building these strong communities, and you can do that with your one-on-one coaching as much as you can do it with other products and services in your coaching business. AI simply can't replicate this, I don't think. So that's going to ensure the continued relevance of your coaching business. So, like I said, community can be created as part of your one-on-one coaching services, but can be even more powerful through scalable coaching products and services. So things like online memberships, group coaching programs. I talk a lot about those sorts of things in my previous post, the six-figure endurance coaching business. I'll put the link to that one. I really break that down. You can use a calculator, calculate your revenue that you'll get from those different types of products and services. So drawing to an end here, what's the conclusion that we can come to? Don't be one of the coaches that AI replaces first. So as AI continues to advance, endurance coaches, software developers, lawyers, doctors, accountants, everyone will face challenges in maintaining the viability of their businesses. However, by embracing the power of AI to help you focus, and then focusing on higher price points for one-on-one coaching, emphasizing accountability, building strong communities, coaches can thrive in this age of AI. So the future of endurance coaching lies in the ability to adapt and provide value-added services that AI cannot yet replace. So that's it, really. So plug for Training Talk, my business. If you want to start adapting your business to build competitive edge, as AI continues to improve in leaps and bounds, then I'd love you to try out Training Talk. It's the only endurance platform that focuses on coaches. We don't offer any services directly to athletes, and we'll continue to try and help coaches navigate this new environment where I get the feeling other platforms who already have a foot in both camps offer services to coaches and athletes will start to move their focus and more directly target athletes because that market is much bigger and they'll be able to leverage AI to sidestep coaches as much as possible. So we'll do our best here to help coaches through the process. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Again, I'm not trying to scare everyone. I'm just trying to make it clear that it's time to start thinking about these things, focus and adapt on what's important to move forward as the environment changes. All right, thanks again for watching or listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.